Morning, Australians. Happy Father's Day to all those dads out there. Hope you're having a good day and enjoy the rest of it. This is just a quick video in response to what happened yesterday here in Victoria, in particular in Melbourne, with all the violent arrests and so on. Just I'm going to also attach to this a video from Glew about the so-called incitement charges that are being laid, and Wayne explains exactly why incitement is really not even a charge, and why the Victorian police are unlawful, why our state of Victoria government is unlawful, and a little bit about the unlawfulness of the Commonwealth government as well. But the most important thing is those what can only be described as ugly violent scenes that occurred yesterday in Melbourne, around the Shrine and around the city in Melbourne. We don't want to see people getting hurt. We don't want to see people getting arrested, and we don't want to see people getting fined or, heaven forbid, arrested. But may I say this: it's okay to voice your opinions and your, I suppose, anger, but it's not worth getting violent over at this stage, because we have other alternatives, and one of the alternatives is our lawful rebellion, which is Wayne's Article 61 lodged last year, Magna Carta Lawful Rebellion, Article 61. And the Aussie Patriots Roll, we're building also our constitutional education panel, which is Wayne Glew, Wayne's a CPO, Commonwealth Public Officer, also Dick Yardley, and Richard Gunter, who's also a Commonwealth Public Officer. That's just the core group at the moment, but we are building an education panel to get constitutional information out to everybody in the public arena, so that you will get a better knowledge of what a lawful rebellion is, why it's so important, and why you need to be involved in it, and also the importance of enrolling your bona fide ID and your will, declaration of your will, to fully restore our lawful Constitution Act of 1901. Now, the reason that we have to restore it is because the government has covered it with unlawful treaties and pacts and acts of parliament and all these sort of things, all unlawful. However, it's the old story, and that is that the people who are in control also control law enforcement, the court, they control the jails, they control our military, they control just about everything until our lawful constitution is fully restored. Then they will be found guilty of treason and treachery and so on and so on and so on. But until we fully restore our lawful constitution, and to do that we need the help of the British monarchy and the Privy Council. Now, before anyone says that, oh, it's been tried before and it failed, it's never ever been tried with the substantial will of the Australian people. And this is what the governments and the career politicians are frightened of. That's why they're locking people down, arresting them and stopping them from protesting, because they know that numbers will kill them. Numbers will, and not physically kill them, but numbers will put them out of business. And it's not necessarily numbers in the street, because we know that they control the coppers and the military and so on and so on. So we know what the result will be if we go into the street. And it's okay to say, oh, but it's going to be peaceful. But at the moment, we don't know who starts all this violence. We believe it's Rent-A-Crowd, which is the red shirt, the red t-shirt brigade, all these people that come out of the woodwork, and where there are numbers, they create violence to diminish the message behind the protests. So don't get sucked into the violence, don't get arrested, don't get fined, and heaven forbid, get jailed. So protest by all means, but do it in a lawful manner. Do it in a constitutionally lawful manner. Join us, join our lawful rebellion, and let's get it done lawfully, and let's get it done quickly. And the only way we can do it quickly, first of all, we need you. We need the people to enroll and declare their will to fully restore our lawful constitution. It's the only way we're going to fix this country. And at the moment we don't have a lawful government sitting in a parliament anywhere in Australia, anywhere. And that's Commonwealth, which is they call federal, state or territory. We don't have one. And all these corporate political parties, they all have their own constitution, which means that they are obliged to their constitution before the constitution of the Commonwealth of Australia. So they're obliged to their political party over us, the people of Australia. So you cannot get a lawful government where they have their own constitution said that they're set in stone and they have to obey that before they obey the Commonwealth constitution. Not only that, but they've never sworn. There's not a parliament sitting in this country. Sorry, there's not a government sitting in this country in any parliament that's actually sworn the proper oath to the crown. The people, we are the Commonwealth, okay? So they are supposed to be representing us. They are supposed to be governing at our will. They're not. They're governing at their party, at the will of their parties, at the will of the lobby groups, the big businesses, the banks, all this UN and all this crap. That's who they're governing for, right? And they're enslaving us. So I'm going to post this video, which Wayne recorded, I think yesterday, last night or yesterday afternoon, and we're going to get back to you with more videos and more education on the Constitution. But we've posted all the links. There's digital copies of our lawful Constitution, which is the annotated version by Quick and Garin. You can also download the actual Act, which is about 12 or 15 pages. And you can look at that as well. And you can also look at I've posted this link before many times, which is our constitutional timeline, which tells you all the way along the line where lawful changes have been made. And the lawful changes are changed by a referendum vote of the Australian voting public. Okay, so that means that you voted for only 8. When I say you, the Commonwealth of Australia, the people of Australia, voted only 8 successful changes to our constitution. Only 8. There's been hundreds of changes to our constitution, and only 8 of them are lawful. So you need to find out about that. The Australia Act of 1986, which is probably the one that culminated in the biggest disaster that our country has ever suffered, which created the Queen of Australia, fictitious, and also supposedly removed us from the British Commonwealth. Again, unlawful. So we need to get back to a lawful government, and the only way we can do that is to fully restore our lawful Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act of 1901. Now, the other thing that you need to remember is indissoluble. It means it cannot be dissolved. Our Constitution Act of 1901 is indissoluble. The only way that it can be dissolved is if you, the Australian people, in majority, and the British monarchy throne, whoever that happens to be, agrees. Because when Queen Victoria signed our Constitution back in, the Constitution Act back in, I think 1900 it was signed. Could have been 1901, but not. It was signed heirs, successors, and assigns, which means it's in perpetuity until the provisions of the dissolution are enacted, which is majority vote from Australia and the agreement of the British monarchy. That's all I got for you today. Please, the enrolment details are will be attached to this video. Enroll, help us, share our message. Don't get hurt. Don't get arrested, and don't get thrown in jail, because we need you, and we need you out and about. We need you, and when I say out and about, I mean we need you sharing our constitutionally lawful rebellion message to everybody, okay? So stay safe, and, yeah, stay free. All right, Advance Australia Fair. We love you all. See ya.